rediscovering philosophy is to revitalize yourself.
There it stood like a giant golden apple as I reached for it. I can understand what Hanuman feels, you know. After the Chennai floods, I also wanted to grab the sun, hold it to me and never let it go. The poor boy just wanted warmth and light. I can sometimes understand Duryodhana as well, you know. His soul pierces my soul because many a time I have also been such a jealous fool that I have caused a lot of destruction. And like him, I learned my lesson at the end. The reason I love these books so much and can quote them very well is because the illustrious trilogy of the Ramayana, the Mahabharata and the Srimad Bhagavatam were the first 3 books to make a big difference in my life. When I was 1 year old, my father started narrating the stories to me. And the minute I learned to read, my father pushed those books into my hands and asked me to read them. When I was 6 years old, I'd already begun bragging to people that I could answer any question anyone asked me about any of these books at any time. After I read the books the first time, I loved them so much. I read them and I reread them and I kept rereading them. When I was 14 years old, I began my next mission in life. Start convincing people to also read these books. I realized very quickly, about 5 minutes into starting this, no one was as enthusiastic about reading this as I was. No one would even touch those books. They all said one thing in common to me when I tried to convince them. These books don't have scientific validity. Janni, they're myths, grandma's tales, old wives' tales. They don't have any reality, they're fantasy. Why do you believe in them so much? Why do you make people read them so much? In order to answer the claim that they didn't have scientific validity, I went on Quora and started Googling stuff. Finally, I found an answer that completely shocked me at 2 a.m. in the night. Tell me, how many of you have heard of the Dashavataram, the 10 avatars of Vishnu? Okay. I found an absolutely interesting story connected with those. I will take you a long journey about those histories. The first avatar was called the Matsya avatar, the fish. This fish represented how human life began in the water. The second avatar was called the Kurma avatar, the tortoise. The tortoise, the majestic beast, represented how human life moved from the water to the land. The third avatar was called the Varaha avatar, the wild boar, a reckless, unthinking, savage creature. This creature represented animals of less intellect, who were the dinosaurs of yesteryear, who are now extinct. It was with the fourth avatar that life really began to change. The Narasimha avatar, half man, half lion, represented the struggle between the animals and the man. Which one would win out? Would the animal instinct take over, or would the human thinking take over? The fifth avatar, Vamana, showed that Homo sapiens clearly had won that battle, and they became the dominant species and began to spread out. With Parashurama, there was a new species entirely, the forest dweller, the hunter-gatherer, the human before he was social, loner, a person who looked out for himself. Seventh, we approached the most important avatar, Rama, who showed us the basic social structure and hierarchy we maintain today. He led a caste system and modern hierarchy which we still maintain. With Krishna, the world changed because he showed us not to live in this social structure but to thrive in it, to use your position to your advantage and to make sure you play games with it and it responds to you. Buddha, the present stage, represents the difference between enlightenment and materialism. He is someone we all strive for, inner peace, to conquer the turmoil, differentiate between the sacred and the profane. The final avatar is Kalki, the man of tomorrow, genetically supreme, blessed in every way, the future. All of these stories were told to us by Indian sages 5,000 years ago, but they began to be discovered by scientists recently. The person had written this very profound quote. Indians knew everything about science, but they never found the credibility to present it. So, the modern writers decided to combine both of them and present them as fantasy stories. Stories that would live on and be able to be read. These stories appeal to different people in different ways, but there is something for everyone in them. Lovers of linguists will find the rich vocabulary absolutely enriching for them. Lovers of science will be able to relate to the scientific parallels. Lovers of philosophy and human lore will find every character an intriguing story and a study. Lovers of strategy and thrill will find the battle scenes in both of the books to be absolutely wonderful. Lovers of existentialism and all the awkward questions their parents could never answer will be found in the Yaksha Prasna chapter, where Yudhishthira talks about life, death, sacred, profane, and everything that people want to know. These books, when you step into them, create a magical world for you. You begin to feel everything. You learn about the glorious history and the past of our country. You learn how the past was before you start to define the future. You learn about mythology. You learn about fantasy. You learn about family, and you learn about reality. Most importantly, these books are stories as well as teachers. You all would have grown up reading these books. They would have shaped your lives in an integral way, just like they shaped mine. I ask you right now, it would be a lovely idea if you could go back and reread them. As a child, you marveled at the wondrous tales. And as a preteen, you began to think about them. At this age, you would understand them on every level that they were meant to be. And let them shape your life, because you would know how our country was and how it's going to be. And Toastmasters. If you ever wanted to learn to give a persuasive speech, there is absolutely no one better suited to that than Lord Krishna. Because did he not set into motion every single act of the Mahabharata by manipulating everyone around him? Think about it.